We're joined in the IPBC Asia studio by a very special guest who took away 3 industry awards here in Shanghai last night. He is one of the Asia IP elites, taking out the Electronics Team of the Year and the Asia Team of the Year awards for MiiCs Partners Roger Tu. Thank you so much for joining us here again today. You know, when we spoke to you 2 years ago, the Chinese IP market was really still developing. We've seen a lot of changes in the last 2 years. Can you just crystallize for us what the main changes are?
I think the main change is the whole IP industry in China is going up because the government has shown the support to the value of IP. They also show a lot of financial investment in different kinds of institutes. So in China, you can see a trend. There are many types of service providers like a patent evaluation, patent trading platform, all kinds of service providers involved with IP matters. And the Chinese company, because they grow a lot and they start to export their products outside China. So it's a moment for them to really engage with the IP rules worldwide. Consequently, they have to build their portfolio, enter the IP license discussion, and some companies also start to acquire patents from Western countries. So in general, I think the overall market is quite positive, upwards.
But has this change of heart, I guess this development in the respect for IP, the culture surrounding IP, has that come about because of regulation or simply because it's better business that way?
I think compared to 10 years ago, it's much better now because people here, they have a much better understanding about IP. I think 10 years ago, if you talk to a Chinese company, their understanding for IP is they don't really know what's that and they don't want to pay anything for that and they try to copy everything. But I think it's due to many non-IP issues. But now I think China, they learn very quickly and the business go up quickly. So people are more professional and they have much more knowledge and experience together with the cooperation with outside companies. So I think they are in a quite a good level to deal with these matters on an international level.
But are they also putting their money where their mouths are? In other words, are they actually, financing the development of IP, purchasing IP? Is the money the same now?
The money scale is much bigger than before, because if you check the record with the government actually invests a lot to encourage the companies to respect innovation, to respect IP, and to develop a system to sustain the whole IP industry. So this is really positive for the companies in China. And on the other hand, they also change some term or some system under the law court. So you can see they have a better IP court. They have a more mature IP verdict. So in general, you can see all this development really support the value of IP in China.
In many ways, China has come from behind and overtaken the rest of the world. Is that your prediction also for IP?
I think at least they already catch up, and sooner or later they will be maybe even further. I don't know, but you can see people have this enthusiasm in China. People, they put a lot of effort to develop the IP portfolio of the company. On the other hand, the industry, they also encourage innovation a lot. Consequently, there are a lot of patents and IP assets generated under different companies.
Which specific area is hottest, do you think?
I think China government, they has the policy to encourage 7 major industries for the 5 years economic development plan, like industry like semiconductors, like a display, like a handset. That's all the hot areas.
Finally, Roger, when you think of all the IPBCs that you've been to, there's always been a trend. There's always been a landmark decision that needs to be discussed. There's always a new trend that needs to be fleshed out and discussed. But here we are at the end of 2016, and really between now and IPBC Global in Ottawa in mid-June, there are so many uncertainties where we don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
The Trump administration,
Yeah.
the UPC in Europe, whatever further developments there might be in China.
Yeah.
What do you think we're going to be discussing at IPBC Global in Ottawa, and before that at IPBC China in Beijing?
Yeah. I talked to many experts in these fields. I think since Trump was elected to be the United States president, of course, people they don't really know what will happen after he really get on board. But in general, people think President Trump is a businessman, so he should have the business sense to encourage the value of IP market. So I think we can see some company they already become more active to acquire patents since Trump become the president, because they foresee there should be a chance to do more deals based on IP, like maybe patent licensing or this kind of business based on IP.
When we see you next at IPBC China and IPBC Global, we will know whether that prediction has come through. Thank you again.
Thank
Roger
you.
Tu from MiiCs Partners here at IPBC Asia 2016 in Shanghai.